Hi there, Eric Kingsley Szamet Employment. Just got out of court again, had a really successful hearing, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about class actions. What's a class action? So people hear that term all the time. Maybe you've gotten a check in the mail or some form of notice. Well, in essence, a class action is where a large group of people who maybe only is owed a small amount of money, sometimes very small, sometimes hundreds of dollars, sometimes even thousands of dollars, or potentially in some cases tens of thousands of dollars, can band together and litigate that claim on behalf of themselves against the corporate actor or individual who has taken their money or defrauded them in some way. And so a class action really starts with one person. You don't need to know the identity of all those other people. For example, let's say you worked at a retail establishment and they didn't pay your overtime, or you weren't provided meal break, or you had to use your cell phone all the time and they didn't reimburse you for that. You can file a class action on behalf of yourself and on behalf of others similarly situated who also suffered the same harm. And the court will require us to go through various processes in order to determine the size of the class and whether or not the class can move forward based upon the allegations in the complaint. But you don't need to worry about that. That's something that the lawyers deal with. At the end of the day, though, however, typically speaking, at the end of a case, when a class action settles, the named plaintiff in the class action gets what's called a representative enhancement or a bonus for seeking out the lawyer, working through the case, spending time on the case, showing up at various hearings, and for that, an additional compensation is paid to the class member for their work in the class action. So if you have a problem, if you're not paid overtime, if you're denied your meal or rest breaks, or you have any other employment-related issue, Kingsley Szamet Employment can help and can get the redress that you deserve.